Hi, my name is Gianna Torre, and I'm one of the co-founders of Wildling, and I'm also a licensed acupuncturist, and I began studying gua sha in 2005 when I started my acupuncture degree, and I've been really passionate about gua sha ever since, and I am here today to tell you about our newest launch, which is the Aura Collection. And the Aura Collection combines the power of gua sha with our new custom body tool and dry brushing with some ingredients that are really good for activating the lymphatic system and helping to smooth the surface of the skin. And so I'm going to show you what our Aura line is all about. So we start with our Aura Sweeper, and this beautiful sweeper is made of olive wood, and it has the logo. It's also made of Tampico bristles, which come from the agave plant. And dry brushing has been recognized through many, many cultures to be wonderful for stimulating the lymphatic system. And when you do it, it actually energizes your whole body. So I'm going to show you a quick version of how to do this entire Aura ritual so that you have a little bit better understanding of what we're doing. So we start with dry brushing, and dry brushing is typically done before the shower on clean skin, so you won't want to apply any oils or anything to your skin before you do your dry brushing. So dry brushing is typically something that you would do naked, and I'm going to spare you that. So I'm wearing my swimsuit. It's from Wanderlust, in case anyone wants to ask. It's an Australian brand, and it's very comfy and nice for the coverage of the mom bod. Well, this is something that is not unique to Chinese medicine. I just want to say we're combining it with gua sha because it makes the lymphatic movement so much more powerful, and in that we're kind of combining techniques that we know to be really effective. So with your Aura Sweeper, you're going to start from the bottom up. From the tops of the feet, you're going to begin sweeping up the legs towards the heart with about two to three strokes in each area. So when you start doing this, you'll notice that you start feeling a tingle and a flow, and it might even feel slightly painful because the Tampico bristles are fairly strong. And once I've worked from the foot up on every part of the leg, I want to make sure you get behind the knees. There's a lot of lymph nodes there too. And the lymph nodes really come in the inguinal area here in the groin. So you're sweeping to this area as you're moving the lymphatic system so that you can really help circulate the lymph in your entire body. So I'm going to move to the other leg, quickly go through this side, and you can really tell if you've missed an area because it won't feel as tingly as the others. Really want to make sure that you get the booty. And again, I'm sweeping towards the lymph nodes in the groin. Now I'll move to the arms. And I'm going to start by sweeping up the arm. So the lymph nodes in the arms will be in the armpit. Now, this is really, really great for breast health. So this is like one of the best things we could do for our breasts, and I can't demonstrate that very well, but I would sweep around the breast towards the armpit, and then under the breast towards the armpit, from the center of the chest out, and then working the other arm. So dry brushing has been popular in Scandinavian cultures, in Native American cultures, in Japanese cultures, in Russian cultures. It really has a rich history in many health benefits in such a natural way. So it's really good for overall detox. So again, for the breast, you're sweeping towards the armpit. And for the entire upper half of your upper body, you're going to be sweeping all the way to the armpit here too. So you can go down the neck and out towards that armpit. Again, it's easier if you're naked. And then I would even sweep up towards the armpit on the back of the body. And for the lower half of the body, you can guide the lymph down towards this inguinal area. Sweeping up on the butt, but again, guiding the lymphatic flow towards this inguinal area. So it might feel a little bit awkward. It's especially awkward because I'm wearing a swimsuit It's much easier when you don't have any clothes on, but I want you to really be able to see what I'm doing here. And then down towards the inguinal area, up on the booty. And then for the abdomen, you're actually gonna go in a, let's see, clockwise motion, counterclockwise motion. You're going down on the left and up on the right. You're encouraging intestinal movement as you're working in this circular direction. For the sides of the body, I like to go up towards that armpit area. So now that I've done all of the dry brushing, I'm going to start by applying the Aura Activator. And this is a really amazing product that's made with French seaweed. And this French seaweed is really wonderful for diminishing any signs of cellulite. And just a little note about cellulite. Cellulite is absolutely not a bad thing, but one thing that it can indicate is kind of like a bunching up of the fascia. And so what we're going to be doing with the gua sha segment is really releasing the fascia in order to release the appearance of dimpling in the skin, which will also decrease pain. It will increase circulation. It will feel really good, and it'll just kind of free the flow in your meridians and in your body. So I'll start by applying this Aura Activator. And I won't make you watch me do all of that. Now I'm going to move on to the Aura Oil. And the Aura Oil has rose pepper, mastic, and helichrysum. It also has copaiba, and this is really good for microcirculation. It's also good for detoxifying the tissues and smoothing the tissues, and this has a lot of incredible science to back it up. So I will now apply the Aura Oil over my entire body. Okay, so now that I've applied the Aura Activator and the Aura Oil on my body, I'm now going to use the Aura Stone. So this is the part of the stone, this wavy edge, that is really good for smoothing fascia. This little comb edge is really good for working on any surface dullness of the skin. It's really good for invigorating any areas that have stretch marks. It would just help to boost collagen in those areas and help to heal those tissues by increasing the blood flow and increasing the flow of qi to those areas. And then this little U edge is great for hugging, you know, the smaller parts of the body, like the arm. And body gua sha is typically much more firm than facial gua sha. So we are never going to make any marks on the face with your Empress stone, but the Aura stone can be used with much more firm pressure. And if you really get enthusiastic about it, you might leave a mark, and that is actually okay. It will fade in a few days, but just be mindful that if you don't wish to create any marks on your body, go a little bit more gently. But you can really, we invite you to do what feels good. And for the Empress stone, we invite you to like go more gentler than your intuition might tell you. But for the Aura stone, we want to say, like, do what feels good. We're moving the lymphatic system, we're smoothing fascia, your body can handle it. So I'm just gonna say that. So I'm gonna start by using this edge coming up the leg. I'll tilt the camera so you can see. So I'm following essentially the same pattern as I would when I was doing the dry brushing. So it's the same overall pattern. It's a little bit harder to do the tops of the feet with this stone. So I'm using firm pressure, and I'm noticing that I have this tendency to want to rush because I'm on video and I don't want you guys to have to like watch me do this for too long. But at the same time, if I was on my own, I would really be going a little bit more slowly. I would be breathing, being a little bit more methodical. And on the thighs, I tend to have a lot of bound fascia on my IT band here. So I'm really gonna work into this area. Oh my gosh, it feels so good. You'll notice I'm using two hands. I'm using quite a bit of pressure. You can see it's getting like quite red in through here, but oh my gosh, it feels so good. And then I'm gonna also go up the back of the leg, and the hamstring is also an area where I get a lot of bound fascia. Okay, and then I'll go to the other side. Okay, I just did the other leg, and you can see I'm like glistening. Like, it's a little bit of a workout to do the body gua sha because you're actually moving your arms and you're really getting into these tight areas, and you're using quite a bit of pressure. So you're actually getting this full body workout as you're doing that, which is great because that also helps stimulate the lymphatic system. So I'm now gonna move to the arms. And again, we're following that same general pattern that we were doing with the dry brush. So again, we're working up the arms with the intention of smoothing the fascia, moving the lymphatic even more, and then also moving it again to those lymphatic areas. So for me, I get like tight fascia on my shoulders, and these are areas where it's hard to kind of like even pinch the skin because it's so like tied into the fascia there. So I'm really gonna get into my shoulder here with this part of the aura stone because it kind of grabs onto the skin and pulls it away from the fascia. So this is one of my spots, and you're going to see what we call sha coming up. See how it's getting kind of speckled? This is why gua sha translates as scraping sand, because as you're doing this on the body, you can get little dots that almost look like sand, and this is an indication of moving stagnant energy in the tissues. So I could work on this for a while, but in the interest of this video, I'm gonna keep it short. So if I were to then also be working on my breast, then I would again move from the center out towards the armpit, around, again towards the armpit. This is great for breast health. It's something that people don't necessarily talk about enough. Again, very awkward working over a swimsuit. And then from the neck, which we always work on this with facial gua sha, you're gonna go from the hairline down and out. Think about working to the back of this armpit area, which is where the lymph will drain. But again, we also wanna work on the tight fascia of the upper back. So that is one side. I'll do the other side now. Okay, so now that I've done that right side, the only area left is the trunk of the body. So I'm going to use the wavy edge, again, in a clockwise motion. Like, so bad at telling right from left, clockwise versus counterclockwise. So I always think down on the left, up on the right. This is really helping digestion, but also smoothing fascia on the abdomen. And I'll kind of go from a wider circle to a smaller circle as I'm working here. Again, very awkward to do over a swimsuit, but this is for you. I mean, it's awkward for me to be in a swimsuit on Instagram, and I can't say that that was ever a goal of mine. So I should have thought about that a little bit more before we created the Aura collection. But it's okay, I'm here for you guys. I want you to be able to use this tool and get the best results possible. So I'll then work up the sides of the body towards the armpit. This is the gallbladder liver channel area of the body, which is really essential for having a free flow of qi and a positive attitude. Really can store a lot of anger in these channels, so it's important to open it up and let it go. And then on the back of the body, I'm going to move down again toward that inguinal area, across the lower back. And then on the upper back, I'll move down towards that armpit area. This feels so good, especially if you can get someone to help you out with this area. If you ever have tight muscles in between the shoulder blades, incredible. And then moving up the side of the body, again towards that armpit area. Okay, so that is the Aura ritual. Please tag us with any questions that you might have, and this Aura collection will ship out next week. It's available right now for pre-sale, and we have been working on this for so long. We hope that you love it, and Thank you for watching.